Alright, now it's time to learn everything there is to know about melee map making. Well, obviously it's not everything, but if you want to start making melee maps and it's the first time, this video will definitely help you a lot. More experienced editors will, I guess, get a tip or two. But before actually describing anything, I just want you to do this. It's a good way to start off the map. But hit Control-Shift-H and you get up the building pattern grid. You want to go down with some kind of, I guess, barracks in barracks or gateway or whatever. Just put it down in the bottom left center of the map and then just count diagonally upwards to 10, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Place it and do the same thing in the other corner. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. These will be used as landmarks for later use. Now, we've got 2 barracks. That's pretty much it. Now, the first thing you want to do when making a melee map is generally to start by making the mains. That is at least what I do. I'm just going to run through the process which I do every time I make a melee map. It's a good way for starters at least, and I'll touch on balancing issues and so on a little bit in, running through the video, but obviously balancing in StarCraft is such a big art, so I won't cover everything. But the basics will be covered, so if you're a beginner at this, then it definitely is going to help you. Now, when making the main is approximately 1.5 screen big. This is one screen, so this up here needs to be filled out, and a half screen, and there we go. This is pretty much a main. You can see in the regular maps on how big the actual mains are. We can always use the Blizzard created ones for reference. Sorry, I do not know how long my English vocabulary will take me in this video, but use the what's it called, Blizzard maps for references. Oh my god, horrible. But as you can see here, normal starting area, 1.5 screen. Approximately big, and that's good enough for this tutorial video. There we go. We got a main, we got the diagonal ramp that you can actually block off with 2 buildings, which is perfectly fine. Now we want to make the expansion. The expansion is approximately one screen big, as you can see here. And what we want to do is obviously to make a little bit of cliffing going on. Normally, this is probably the easiest way to make a melee map, while marking all the outer areas with cliffs. It's not a very artistic way to do it, but it definitely works. So, it's a bit big at the moment. I'll lower it down a little bit. Doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doo. This will definitely not be easy the first couple of times getting all the sizes right. I, for one, was very surprised when I made my first melee map, actually realizing how much space just the normal expansion actually takes. But yeah, when you make 1 or 2 melee maps, you'll get the scales right, and it'll be easy for you. Because just a mineral patch here, and a couple of Vespene gases, and the geyser almost fills the entire screen. Which it also does in game, but for some reason I, for one, did not realize it when I actually played it. Now, when I actually got some time just filling out the edges here, I want to say that I'm only, a diamond player. So it's not like I'm a brilliant StarCraft genius, not at least playing. I always watch StarCraft when I eat pizza, and I do that a lot. So, replays and commentaries and so on, it really helps a lot. Because obviously the best way to be a good melee map editor is to know the melee game very well. But now the edges have been defined, and what I want to do now is also make, there's obviously this, I can't remember the word. Narrow point, oh my god, how can I forget that word? It'll come to me, but narrow point, Jesus Christ, how can I forget? Don't know, but I'm gonna make this narrow point? Ah, fuck it. I'm also gonna make this one for my little expansion here, because I'm a Protoss player. I like to fast expand, and I can easily do that here with, say, 2 warp gates or 2 barracks, which means I can safely fast expand against, a third player. And this is one of the many things you have to take into consideration when making a melee map. You have to know the resist sort of well to, make a map that is fairly balanced. And balancing is really an art in StarCraft, so obviously I'm not a magic wizard that knows everything, but I'll touch the basics. And if it's the first time you make, a map like this, then it's definitely gonna help you. Do not doubt it. I just wanted to point out that I'm not a pro StarCraft player or anything. I just like running around maps and watching replays, and that's I guess that's sort of fine. Whatever. Now, as we can see here, we pretty much got the main here, we got the expansion here, and we got, I guess it'll be the third expansion here, maybe the gold. But as you can see, half of the map is pretty much filled out with cliff, and what we want to do is mirror the map. So, well, it's just the easiest way to balance things. What you want to do and how you mirror the map is to go into the terrain tool, pick anything. When you got a tool, push escape. And like when you're in the unit selection tool and you can select units, then you can also obviously select terrain in the terrain tool. Let's do it like this. So you can see up on the mini-map that half of it is selected, and you can Control C and Control V to copy paste. And now obviously you can do like this and say, lol, that didn't help a lot. But when you Control V and paste it, then you also got the rotate tools. You can also use numpad multiply or whatever the other thing was. Subtract? No, I can't remember. Sorry, English vocabulary, not the best in the world. And what we want to do is, as you can see down here, the barracks is exactly on this edge where there is, 2 cliff long, We just need the barracks up here to be the same place. As you can see, it's not quite there, but it's getting there. So what you want to do is just Control C, paste, rotate it, and just paste it until it works. And voila, it actually worked here. As you can see here, player 2, which is the upper right one, has the barracks exactly the same place as player 1. Hey, the map is mirrored. It doesn't mean that it's balanced, but it means that, it generally means it's balanced, but it definitely, what's it called? It definitely is an easier way than to create the entire map from scratch. Also, the reason why this barracks is on the edge and there's like 10 building tiles away from the corner is obviously so that flying units can harass the mineral line. I like to do it, everybody likes to do it, nobody likes it being done to you. But, when you make a map, melee map, you have to take in all the units into the map making process. In any case, it's starting to look like something, both mains, both expansions, both thirds. And now it's time to just, really make the map an actual working melee map. So I'll do like this. Too much. Too much. Well, as you see, it's not entirely balanced. You can see this, which I guess would be the gold, and this that would be the gold. It's not equally sized. That's just some, what you can call it, some puzzling work that you can spend a lot of time on balancing. But let's say for now that they are the same size. Then obviously the map is a bit boring right now. There's a big empty spot in the middle where there's nothing in it. Obviously we want to make it interesting. And if we start by raising a large cliff height here, then it almost starts to look interesting. I just have to remember what I'm actually doing. And the worst part about what's it called? Mirroring the maps is that it will get so boring, at least in my eyes. So, a little bit of difference, like this rock and this rock here, it doesn't hurt me when I play melee games. Having the small differences stand out really makes the map a lot prettier and a bit more dynamic. But what you really want us to do is to focus on all the, obviously all the ramps, they have to be same size, and all the choke points you see here, and over here, they are not the same. So obviously what you want to make sure of is, for example, you take this choke point, you can see, well, there's a choke point here where you need one, the best way to measure it is just by placing buildings 1, 2, and almost 3 barracks to completely block it off. And when you know that, you can obviously take the choke point on the other side and say, hey, that choke point is too narrow. Ah, choke point, that was the name. God damn it, I suck. And there we go. You can check it out with the building again. 1, 2, and almost. Good. The choke points are pretty much alike. Of course, there can be these minor differences. The rocks doesn't have to look like each other, but all the little cliffs is a differences in balance. For example, Zerg needs bigger areas to attack Protoss, and Protoss likes, choke points and whatever. But now we got a pretty good base. You got the main, and we got a little thingy in the middle, which we can expand on later. But now I want you to start placing the minerals. The easiest way, I better save the map. Never know when it crashes. Temp melee, whatever. You want to place the minerals. Normally I just go into some of the melee, the Blizzard melee maps and just copy the minerals and paste it in my own maps. Oh, you didn't hear me say that, but that is normally what I do. You can also obviously just take a command center. The starting area should be around, I don't know where to place the minerals, it's not a good looking main. Around here. And then you obviously just search in for mineral field, and there's 7 or 8, I can't remember, 7 or 8 mineral fields in all, what's it called, in all mains and expansions. Yeah, 7 looks about right. You can obviously show the building grid again, and you can see here where the command post will be built, and how close you can have your minerals to the command post. That is why I placed the command post first, because you cannot build it too close to the minerals. We also need some Vespene geysers. Oh, surprise, surprise. It's, as you can see here, the closer they get, if they get too close, you cannot build them there. Once again, it's a balancing thing. Don't blame me. Yeah. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but for our case, it'll work just fine. Instead of having to place all the, mineral patches, I guess you can place them by yourself, but it's also very much funnier, or not funnier, but it's easier to just copy-paste them. Just obviously have to make sure that there is room enough for a command point. A command center, or a nexus, or a hatchery. Because as you can see, when you copy them, then they move independently, the Vespene geysers and the minerals, which can fuck up sometimes and make a command placer unplaceable. As you can see there, it made like one little area where you can actually almost place a command center. Well, you know what I mean. You have to always look and see if a command center can be built. And once again, everything is a balancing issue. For example, here in the main, you also want room here, back here, if people want to harass with Hellions, or choke their marines so other Zerglings can't get in, and etc, etc. You need to know the melee game to be able to make melee maps. Well, you don't, but they will definitely be better. That works, and and this works, and the main up here. I should also have placed the command centers by counting down from the diagonally from the edge. But well, who cares? This is just a a little tutorial, and it'll work fine for this purpose. So you see there's a bigger area here than there's here. I could easily spot that with the naked eye. So obviously you want to correct the largest thingies first, so they don't come back and bite you in the ass afterwards. And this is fine. Missing one. Yeah.